Yo, what's happening, fanbase, and welcome to an honest description of every playable character in Smash. Yes, I took this massive duty upon myself, mostly because I got a ton of requests to do it. Honestly, I didn't want to do it. There are 65 playable characters in all. I'm probably gonna regret doing this halfway, but you can consider it an 150,000 subscriber special just to show how much I appreciate you guys, even though I don't expect this video to get a lot of views, being that it's kind of out of my comfort zone. Anyway, this is a huge thank you. I am so gonna be regretting doing this when I get to the 40s. Oh my god. In any case, if you're new to the honest descriptions, which, I feel bad for you if you are, brace yourself. You have been warned. Also, really important to note, the word honest definitely has air quotes. So now that that's out of the way, let's begin. It's for the fan base. It's for the fan base. The first fighter is Mario! Oh, you want to know about him? Eats shrooms, saves the planet. I don't think there's much more you need to say. He has the special ability to destroy any substance of stone by just whacking it with his head. Yes, he may die if he touches a turtle, but depending on which flower he eats, he may shoot fire from his anus. Also, it's really important that he's the first guy here fighting in Smash Bros. Because we're trying to get rid of this whole racial stereotype thing. You know, a Japanese-made Italian plumber that speaks English that looks like a Mexican. Yeah, problem solved. Our next fighter is definitely one to be feared. He's even feared by Ganondorf. Every time the Ganondorf goes to the internet, freaks the hell out because there's links everywhere. Yes, the next fighter is Link. Honestly, I would have personally picked Zelda to be the next fighter. You know, the guy that actually saves the princess. Not Link, I mean, but okay. Moving on to Kirby. A being so frightening, no one would ever want a real-life movie, live-action Kirby. That would be terrifying. Oh, you're wondering why? Well, this is the little pink puffball that's been endorsing cannibalism and childhood obesity since 1992. This little pink puffball can suck anything. And that word suck could be spelled either S-U-C-K or S-U-double-C. That's how badass the dude is. This guy was able to beat the Planet Destroyer Boo in Screw Attack. Not that that means anything because they always make Dragon Ball characters lose, but hey, it's pretty damn cool, okay? Next fighter is the legendary Yoshi. As we know, Smash Bros. Is a game literally where most of the fighters end up falling into pits, which happens to be Yoshi's specialty. I mean, that's what his use is in half of the Mario games. You know, drop him into the pit. So I don't see any issue in why he would be absolutely perfect for Super Smash Bros. Oh, attacks? Well, he could, I don't know, he could throw his children at enemies or something. Oh, egg tossing is too OP. I understand. Let's get rid of his double jump, and that way falling into pits will be a lot easier. I mean, that is his job after all, as we've established. Next, there's Donkey Kong. This fine ass is such a badass, he ends up saving the day almost every time he has the spotlight. Not only that, but he goes after Whammon and steals the heart of a dragon. Truly a force to be reckoned with. I highly recommend. Would be the best playable character in all of Smash. Apparently, from what I understand, Donkey Kong is not the most popular character, and I can't understand why. I see absolutely no flaws in such a magnificent beast. Wait, what was that? Wait, this is Donkey Kong. Goddamn weirdest fucking donkey ever seen in my entire life. The next entry is Samus. Oh, by the way, we totally should have Donkey from Shrek as a character from Smash. But anyway, Samus Aran from Metroid. One of the most badass dudes in all of gaming. He's also easily some of the best clickbait ever. And while most people will be upset that once you get his Smash Ball, he loses his armor, but you know, some of us are very okay with that. Sometimes you're not always playing to win. Sometimes you just want to play to have a good time. I guess traps aren't gay after all. Oh, he's actually a girl. Oh my god! Definitely in the thumbnail for this video. Definitely on the cover of all the Smash Bros pages. Definitely a hell of a lot of porn of her, and she definitely fights a lot of tentacle monsters. Oh my god! Best waifu ever. Been with us since we were kids. No, I didn't pause because I'm fapping right now. Isn't it amazing how her zero suit is literally like a zero suit except it's blue, but it's like it's not there? Sweet mother of brain. She's like the sexiest naked, not naked person ever. Samus, best waifu. Barrel rolling in next is the legendary Star Fox. Can't
let you do that, Star Fox.
The next fighter is Pikachu, my childhood. When you think iconic Pokemon that represent the entire series, this is the first thing that comes to your mind. The Pokemon above any other Pokemon that I would consider the main character of Pokemon. With his annoying moveset, he remains a champ that's undefeated. Oh wait, I'm reading through. Never mind that. Next Next, we have Jigglypuff, my childhood. When you think iconic Pokemon that represent the entire series, this is the first thing that comes to your mind. The Pokemon above any other Pokemon that I would consider the main character of Pokemon. Next is Captain Falcon, the only character in Smash even sexier than Samus. And despite having a vast arsenal of attacks, including carrying a pistol on his belt, if you're playing him and you're using this guy, the unspoken rule is you only use the Falcon Punch, because then you have the extra ability of yelling that attack as you're fighting. Every game needs one character where you have to yell out his attack to use it, and it is a travesty that All Might is not in Smash, because yelling "United the States of a Smash" would be freaking badass. Don't at me, bro.
But yeah, if you use Captain Falcon and you don't yell out Falcon Punch when you use his attack, you're a disgrace to the Smash community and are politely asked to never play again.
What do you mean this is why people don't like to play Smash with me? The next fighter is one of my personal favorite characters in all of gaming, Sans from Undertale. It's actually Ness from Earthbound. Ah, it's the same guy. I mean, MatPat said it's the same guy. He's never wrong. Anyway, the final character from Smash 1999 is the secret evil genius behind every conniving strategy in the entire Nintendoverse. That's right, Luigi, the green brother in the Mushroom Kingdom, proudly wearing that Lord Twigo stash. We all knew there was something going on behind the scenes. He's the only character from the same franchise that doubled up in the 1999 Smash, obviously because he has a much greater role to play. After many sad years being completely downtrodden by Mario in just so many ways that we keep seeing throughout the games, Linguini decided it was enough. He was gonna make his stand and he was gonna have his revenge. And goddamn, there better be a game like that one day. I feel terrible for Luigi. Always liked him better than stupid Mario. One day he will get the credit he deserves. That day will come, but until then, why is his legendary weapon throughout the depths of the Marioverse a freaking vacuum cleaner? Mario's known for fireballs and 1.5 million other legendary power-ups. Luigi's known for a vacuum cleaner, which is why in Smash Ultimate he's guaranteed to be the main character. He's gonna get his spotlight. Him and his pal Waluigi. Yeah, Waluigi's gonna be in Smash Ultimate. And the first to debut in the Super Smash Bros. Melee, we have Princess Peach, an incredible warrior known for only getting captured once per game. Not more, only once. Also managing to keep Mario in the friend zone since 1985. But as you know, we only accept the greatest of warriors from the vast reaches of the gaming galaxy into Super Smash Bros. And we accepted Peach because, she looks like Sailor Moon. That and there's a certain amount of internet folk that want to smash her. Not that I know why. I mean, Samus is clearly a superior waifu, but moving on to Bowser, one of my favorite protagonists in the entire Nintendo universe. Yes, we never heard Bowser's side of the story. All we know is that Bowser hooks up with Peach and Mario destroys 15 of his castles. Granted, Mario is not great at a sense of direction. He does not realize that he's accidentally destroying the wrong castles. He means to get to the right one first. But not the point. Mario takes on an entire race of Goombas and Kooper Troopers to get some Peach ass. And maybe Peach likes Bowser. I mean, she did get kidnapped like 3,487 times. Look at that perseverance to do what's right, even though the Nintendo universe has it out for the guy. Bowser is a worthy fighter to be part of Smash. On to the next one. It's Zelda. Yes, it took an entire gen, but finally our boy Zelda has his chance to shine. That's right, pointy ears and green hat. Totally not based off iDubbbz. Zelda with his Triforce of Courage will go and save his princess. God, what's with all this saving princess shit? Let's save some princes finally. I'm triggered. Let's copy strike Nintendo. Now, but in all honesty, it's nice Zelda, the protagonist, of course it's the protagonist, I mean the game is named after him after all. Nice Zelda can have some spotlight. Double spotlight, in fact, because we also have Sheik. That's right, Nintendo busts out its artistry skills and making the sexiest female they have for a long time. And they learned the whole trick. It's amazing. They just make them cross-dressed to look like dudes. Bammo! The internet just goes come furor. I guess traps aren't gay. Well, the next entry, they saw that Pichu was popular and everyone wanted to hug Pichu, so they included Pichu in Smash. It's a great idea and all. I mean, we already have Pikachu that's just the better version of Pichu, which is why Pichu was never ever picked. Pichu was then dropped for future games and no one minded. Believe it or not, no one. This is a franchise where the fans live by complaining that they didn't add old characters that were dropped. And they didn't even mind that Pichu was gone. How amazing is that? The next addition is Falco from Star Fox, renowned from his amazing help in the Star Fox games. You know, saying, "I'll cover you, Fox," and then attacking enemies like miles away from you. Extremely helpful stuff there, Falco. Well, they decided it would be great to have him in Smash, you know, with all the same freaking powers as Fox, so there's basically no reason to have him. But it's great to see him. Only downside is, I would have really liked if every time you use Falco in a fight, you have David Attenborough narrating the fight. And the Falcon pulled a laser gun out of his belt to fire a laser at his opponent. He does it as a mating ritual for the fanfic authors that are bound to inhabit his wiki. What a thoughtful bird. Next, there's Dr. Mario. Well, he truly is an incredible fighter, and he was deserving of his title of doctor because this is how he became a doctor. He went to the medical school board people and said, "As a plumber, I've seen some shit." And they were like, "Whoa, dude, you should be a doctor." That's how it was. Sorry, I have absolutely no knowledge of Dr. Mario, and therefore that was my half-assed attempt at a joke. Hope you liked it. Next entry. It's the Ice Climbers, characters that I used as massive troll characters in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I mean, with their constantly smiley, derpy expression, and you could just kill off one of them and still use the other to fight. What's not to love about them? Oh, I know that they weren't in other Smash games because they were only one other game ever. They were in more Smash games than they were in their own games. Let's blame their own games. Let's not blame Smash for once. We also have Young Link, because every game needs a lolly. And then from the Fire Emblem, we have Marth. That's right, total badass dude who becomes more and more feminine every new game depiction of him. Give him a bit, soon he'll become a trap.
Like everyone else.
Explains all the Marth X Ike shippings, eh? So next is Ganondorf, and I was gonna make fun of him, how he's an evil Gingy that's going bald with eyebrows that connect to his hair, which is weird, but he told me not to. He doesn't like YouTubers discussing him too much because he reads the description of the videos and God, there's just way too many links over there, and he hates links. I mean, he spends his games having all of his servants go out waiting for a Link to kill him. I would understand why he hates links. Out of respect, we'll be making absolutely no fun of him here, especially because he's bottom tier, am I right? And the next fighter is Mewtwo, traded out for Lucario for whatever reason. I guess they both shoot energy ball things, and Lucario is more popular, which is almost kind of sad in a way. But anyway, I'm doing an honest description on every legendary Pokemon, and I will be having Mewtwo there. I do not want to reuse my memes, so feel free to subscribe to wait until that one comes out, but there will not be major Mewtwo insulting in this video. And because of that, I will leave you with this. Look at this picture of Mewtwo and realize Mewtwo does not have a tail. Damn! And then we get another Fire Emblem member. That's right, Roy. First important question. Can we ship him with Marth? We can. Okay, dope. Second question. Why is it that when I say Roy is finally in Smash, are more people excited that Roy Koopa is in Smash than Roy from Fire Emblem? Roy Koopa's just another Koopa, god damn it. Well, there's only one way to find out which of two characters on the internet is truly more popular. Which one has more porn? Oh my god, Koopa! Oh my god! Alright, so the last member of Super Smash Bros. Melee. I lost most of fate and humanity today, but anyway, never thought I'd be this upset that there isn't porn of a male character, even though no homo, but okay. It's Mr. Game & Watch. They ditched a ton of amazing characters for future games, like Mewtwo's gone, Roy's gone, but we kept Mr. Game & Watch somehow. And as much as I freaking hate this guy, honestly, what annoys me most is that he always wins. Every time I use Mr. Game & Watch, I win the fight. Every time I'm against Mr. Game & Watch, I lose. I don't know what it is, but it's infuriating. And with that, we finished up all of Melee. That's 26 out of 65 characters done. I'm gonna go sleep forever before I continue working on this. Wake me when it's time for Brawl. Well, now that we're at like 15 minutes and I'm less than halfway done, I'm gonna start moving a little faster for the sake of my sanity. The first new addition to Super Smash Bros. In Brawl is Pit from the Kid Icarus series. You know, the second coolest character in the Kid Icarus series after Dark Pit. But we have Light Pit. You're probably thinking, yeah, but he was like way more boring there. And yes, he was. Which is why he has absolutely zero, even slightly interesting attacks in the entire Smash Bros. Brawl game. I mean, his bow and arrows, lasers, can curve, but that is literally it. But let's not forget, Pit is quite the badass. I mean, he can kill bosses that are literally more than 25 times his size, despite only being able to fly for like 5 minutes with his massive wings. You know, his only slightly interesting feature that Link doesn't have. Next is Meta Knight, the insta-kill for any Smash fans before Brawl, cause Meta Knight takes all the wins. Meta Knight was far more likely to be made completely illegal in the US before firearms. That's how dangerous this guy is. I mean, not only is he a badass Vampire Knight Blueberry, but also when he uses his super move and puts his cloak around his face, he's actually dabbing. How meta is that? The sound effects for all of his attacks are just so incredible in Smash. Whether it's from his loopy fly thingy, or when he gets his Smash Ball, it's
Know my power.
or my personal favorite. Yeah, I mained Meta Knight in Brawl. Problem? Well, if so, I'll get my boy Wario to fart on you. Because next is Wario, and yes, his main attack in Smash is his fart. It may sound stupid, but it's a stroke of genius, and honestly, it's my favorite reason to use him. You fart on your opponent and blow him to bits. How amazing is that? To prove his awesomeness and the awesomeness of his thong, well, if you look at a Master Ball, it's basically Wario's thong on a Pokeball, and all of a sudden, it has infinite power. But that's not the only time his awesomeness stretched outside of his own medium. You know the famous troll face meme? Yeah, that's based off Wario's face, or if it isn't, then it should be based off Wario's face, because goddamn, it looks just like the bastard. Wario, with all his contraptions. I mean, you know how he makes his money? You know, waggling his quadruple C thick ass at the screen for like literally half of Smash Bros. Brawl. But I respect the man. He's always maniacally laughing, but he gets wrecked by everyone. In Brawl, he gets bodied by Dedede, totally destroys the guy. But still, Wario will fight back tears, and with a smile on his face, he will press on towards the morrow. He's also the type of guy that'll be in 11th place in Mario Kart and start throwing red turtle shells behind him. The absolute mad lad. And for everyone that's going, wah, where's Waluigi? Guys, he's a thin freaking Wario. Why do you want him in Smash? Never mind, don't answer that question. I'm gonna be moving on to the next character before I get too much salt in my eyes. I'm convinced it's just a meme that you guys want him, though. And this is a meme I understand less than E. The next character in Brawl is Lucas from Earthbound. You know how we already had Ness, the best character of Earthbound? Well, they figured, hey, let's get someone else who has basically the same powers, just a little bit worse, except let's also make him a whiny bitch. Bam! They included Lucas. Brilliant move on their part. Absolutely true. But hey, Lucas is from Earthbound, so he can't just be Lucas. We have to make him other characters too. So, while obviously Pat is totally working on a video how Lucas is secretly Papyrus, I know better. I know that Lucas is the kid form of Meteo from My Hero Academia. Give him 10 years, he'll be Meteo. No Earthbound characters could just be from Earthbound. I'm glad that was put to rest. Next, we have Ike from Fire Emblem. Now, I was going by the guide on shacknews.com. They say Ike is from Pokemon, and I think they're mistaken because this Ike is from Fire Emblem. You know, he's basically the same thing as Marth, except more badass, less feminine, less gay, and aside from that, yeah, he's exactly like Marth. I mean, he left his compatriot Mike for this, and he doesn't really add anything to the story. Aside from the fact that, you know, in the narrative part of Brawl, you have an option between, you know, using Ike or using Meta Knight, or using Marth. Well, Marth is more liked from Fire Emblem, and Meta Knight is, well, freaking overpowered. Who used Ike, may I ask? Next is Pokemon Trainer from Pokemon with a Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard. Wonder which one their favorite is. They call him Pokemon Trainer, but they really could have just called him Red, because aside from looking exactly like Red, he also talks just as much. Yeah, he doesn't speak either, and he's the only character in the entire narrative of Brawl that actually had some sort of goal aside from being captured or having their princess being captured. So kudos to you, Pokemon Trainer. Next is Solid Snake, and Smash Brawl is the only Smash game where Snake had his full glory. Yes, they totally nerfed his ass for Smash Ultimate. How disappointing. Also, everyone says, oh look, Solid Snake does the Batman voice. No. Batman does the Snake voice. Let's kind of understand where we're standing over here. Well, for someone as badass as him, he has to have some really cool attacks for Smash Bros. I know, to compete with some of the tops. Yeah, that's right. He can put a box over his head and become completely undetectable. Unless you're against another player, because while yes, it will work to fool other players, some players that are experienced enough in the game will realize that when he hides under the box, he's actually under that box. Yeah, I know, unlikely, but you gotta, keep on your toes when you're fighting the pros. Next entry is Sonic. When the Smash guys realized, wait a second, in all of Smash Bros. Brawl, we're not including any new sexy female characters for them to create oodles of porn about. But we have something better, something sexier, something with even more porn than any female character you could think of. That's right, it's the legendary Sonic the Hedgehog. A character so powerful, he's only given to you after you've completed the whole damn game and you only have the final boss left. That's right, you can't use Sonic ever in the actual story. I guess it was to tone down the shipping wars. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still kind of waiting for the Echo Fighter for Sonic. Ugandan Knuckles. That would be beast. Oh my god, can you imagine if Ugandan Knuckles was in Smash? I would jump for joy. Damn, that would be hilarious. Next entry is King Dedede, the legend from Kirby, who pops in Brawl, just begging you to paint him like one of your French girls. But not only that, this fat hammered penguin happens to have the greatest facial expressions of any character in all of these games. When he's happy, when he's upset, when he's hungry, horny, creepy, sleepy, or about to become a new meme. And any other emotion that's possibly in his mind at the time. This genius character is more articulate than your average human being, which is why he has become a meme. Which is why he has transcended the game world itself to wreak havoc upon the planet as a meme, even though he's literally in not nearly as many games as almost every other character here. Fam, I've mentioned this in the past, but Kirby's taken over. As Death Battle beautifully proved, Kirby can beat Boo from Dragon Ball, God knows how. I'm still blown away they decided to go with that. But anyway, Meta Knight is far overpowering in Smash, and King Dedede is the ultimate meme god. That is why King Dedede and Lord Twigo are the two most powerful anime characters of all time, and that's why the final opponent in One Piece will be King Dedede. He's one of the most relatable characters of all time, with his wise expression and constant seriousness. Press F for respect, fam. Press F for respect. So next is Olimar from Pikmin, which totally destroyed my high from talking about the god of Smash, Lord Dedede himself. And now we talk about Olimar. A Muppet became a celestial dragon from One Piece and named his story Pikmin. Not to be confused with Pokemon. Pokemon, the thing where you have your little monsters do everything for you? Well, Pikmin is totally different. It's about Olimar with his little monsters doing everything for him. I can't really tell you much about the guy, being that no one ever uses him in Smash because aside from being stupid looking, pretty pathetically weak, lame ass powers, and the fact that he only has a limited amount of Pikmin in Brawl, I don't know, personally, you should have at least given him 100 Pikmin, make him semi-useful. The all-time worst aspect about Olimar that, no, I'm not gonna try to hide. Every time you're up against Olimar, he will annihilate you. Yes, this stupid little schmuck puppet's gonna destroy your face. Not only do you have no idea how to counter his attacks,
Because no one with any dignity would use the little bastard.
but in the right hands, this guy becomes an evil mastermind. I freaking hate Olimar. I hope he dies with fire. Oh, and I believe this is the right time to say, honest descriptions is totally impartial. I'm just describing them honestly. It's not like I prefer one character over the other. No, but seriously, fuck Olimar. Moving on, next is Diddy Kong. Well, you know how Donkey Kong is big and buff? Well, Diddy Kong is not. Ultimate ability far compensates for this slight disadvantage he possesses. Yes, he throws his nuts at people. Respect, man. Glad to see someone was listening to the monkeys in Madagascar. I knew I wasn't the only one.
Well, of course we're going to throw poo at him.
Next is Lucario. If you remember when the last Smash came out and they had Mewtwo, it was because Mewtwo had his movie just released. So he was the obligatory humanoid Pokemon that shoots laser balls. But Smash Brawl came out right after Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. So Lucario was the humanoid Pokemon that shoots laser balls. I'm not upset. I love Lucario. He's like one of my favorite Pokemon. But at the same time, you get to see how much we've evolved in the 7 years between Smash Bros. Melee and Smash Bros. Brawl. Mewtwo is a badass alien-looking dude, and Lucario's a furry. That's right, far superior in the art of fuckability, whereas even though he's male in all of the anime depictions of him, he's female in all the fan art. And you could take the word fan art very liberally. Next, we have Toon Link. That's right, we managed to get an extra character in for super cheap. Why is that? Well, that's because he has all the same exact attacks as Link, so basically he's a skin. But no, we're gonna call him a different character to, you know, make the fan base happy. Seems to be happening a lot, even though no one really seems to be talking about it. But I would be totally okay with it, because I love Toon Link. I love him because every single expression he makes is utter gold in every game except for Smash. Guys, if you were gonna make the Toon Link skin, at least give him those epic expressions that you could just slap any text on them and they become a meme. But no, we're gonna make him a boring skin. Oh man, these Zelda fans are gonna kill me. Next character is Wolf from Star Fox. Remember how I was making fun that Star Fox and Falco are basically the same exact character, just looking a little different? Well, we need a third of those. Except this one's gonna have an eye patch. So bam, we have Wolf, Fox, and Falco. 3 characters that are
basically the same unless you're part of that fan base.
And wow, everyone's happy. And of course, everyone's still sad. Aw, Wolf isn't in the new Smash. Wow, we totally miss him. He really added to the experience. And the final new character for Smash Bros. Brawl is Rob from Peripheral Line. I know jack shit about Rob or Peripheral Line. All I know is that when I saw this guy, I was like, oh, that's gonna be one of those lackeys where there's like secretly a zillion of them running around. When he became a character, I literally flipped my shit. So I have nothing to say about this except I finally finished Brawl. Moving on to Smash Bros. 2015. Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. But I'm gonna take a break from recording because my voice is dead. Not that you'll know I'm taking a break because seamless transition! So for Smash Bros. 4, I will not be including Echo Fighters because I don't have that much material within my brain to make fun of all of them. That and ass. I have a lack of ass that has no patience to sit in this chair writing that script for Echo Fighters, which are very similar to the original guys. Especially because Ugandan Knuckles was not included. If he would have been, I would have definitely done one. But he is not. And therefore, it is time to begin going through the legendary fighters of Smash Bros. 4 for Wii U and 3DS. 2 extremely short-lived products that the Switch destroyed. The Switch destroyed them even easier than Spike's destroy Mega Man. That's right, the first entry is Mega Man. This guy never got a collab since Marvel vs. Capcom, where no one ever picked him because he was like the worst fighter in that game. But his potential was finally realized, because even though he gets killed by even barely touching any spikes, it's just like, boop! Auto KO! They realized that spikes are merely his only weakness. Because as far as bombs, lasers, lava, none of that stuff affects the guy, or at least it slowly chips away at his health. But even slower than how slowly he dies is how slow any player that decides to use Mega Man is. I mean, he's like a short Zero Suit Samus with way less boobs. I see no reason to use him. But then we get some more princesses from Mario. That's right, it's Rosalina and Luma, everyone's favorite couple. This ultimate tag team is far more powerful than anyone can even imagine. Aside from having the typical blonde hair cover one eye look, she also never smiles, immediately snatching the advantage against Peach with these 2 extremely prudent emo points. And then finally finishes Peach off. Oh, Peach, you have a kingdom, don't you? I have a galaxy, bitch! She also won the internet's popularity poll between the 2 princesses of the last, like, 3 years. Oh, you're probably wondering what popularity polls I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about Rule 34. That is the only way to judge waifus accurately. And Mario, don't think you're off the hook. You got nothing on Luma, but that is a discussion for another day. And that day is now! Okay, it's not now. I just always wanted to say and that day is now. Moving on to the Villager from Animal Crossing. Yes, definitely a brilliant entry in Smash due to his extreme power. His plain and simple face is clearly a facade to hide the terror within, with that brilliantly drawn nose. You knew something was up with this guy ever since you saw him able to carry trees, beds, and sharks in his pockets, but not more than 16 coins at a time. Yes, something is up with this little bastard, and I got to the bottom of it. This cute, mild-mannered little villager that will rip your heart out is the son of Baldi from Baldi's Basics, which is why it would be freaking awesome if Baldi was in the next Smash. Holy flizzards, that would be hilarious. But all jokes aside, he's literally the most terrifying character in all of Smash. And next we have Palutena the Goddess from Kid Icarus, a being so powerful it taught taught us our very nature from just playing this game. Despite the fact that Palutena wants to destroy humanity because her tummy grumbled, she's still waifu best girl, Bei-chan. I mean, look at this. How could you be upset at someone like this? Okay, she's a total jerk. Okay, she wants to wipe you off the map. That doesn't matter, because she's just like Moonfish. Freaking adorable. Next, punching in from the Punch-Out series, we have Little Mac, a character that everyone wanted. They were begging for him. People lost sleep over trying to get this guy in. Okay, let's be honest. No one really wanted Little Mac. I mean, I guess it's pretty cool that after he gets his Smash Ball, he becomes Big Mac, but that's about his only upside. But Smash needed a new Pokemon. What new humanoid Pokemon could we get to replace Lucario and Mewtwo? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's our favorite ninja, Greninja, a frog ninja thing so badass, it even has an epic scarf around its neck. Yes, a pink scarf around its neck to blend in perfectly with his surroundings. Well, either it's a scarf or his tongue. I'm still not sure about that, fam. I've been looking into it. I have no conclusive evidence either way. But honestly, does it really matter? When you have such a speedy badass ninja frog guy, does that really matter? And we know he's fast because in the anime, he raced Ash and almost won. Yes, almost won against a 10-year-old kid with absolutely no athletic ability. Greninja is a perfect replacement for Mewtwo. The next fighter in Smash is the Wii Fit trainer from Wii Fit. Well, I have to say, a lot of characters are brought from different games into Smash, and well, they don't have the same exact impact on the player in Smash as they do in their original games. I don't need to bring examples of this, but the Wii Fit trainer is easily the greatest character introduced into Smash as far as how he retained his internal philosophy. Wii Fit is a game that everyone is excited to try out, tries it out, and then eventually gets bored and never plays it again because, come on, we're not playing Wii to get fit. And same thing with Smash. You'll play him once to try him out obligatorily because, you know, you kind of have to, but then you'll never ever use him again. Gotta respect the philosophic integrity of Lord Sakurai. Speaking of Lord Sakurai, the next thing he introduces to Smash is Pac-Man of all things. I mean, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but don't you think a character that cannot stop moving by definition, or well, if it stops moving, then that kind of defeats the whole character, shouldn't be included? Well, this brings me to the end of my very long, overly anticipated Pac-Man thesis. And, well, I've come to the conclusion that the alleged Pac-Man we see in Smash is not Pac-Man at all. It's a Kool-Aid Man Echo Fighter. But I'm not talking about Echo Fighters, so I have to move on. The next character in Smash is Robin. I mean, I know Robin's the main character and everything, but he's like the most boring of all the Titans. Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg are way cooler characters and could have been way more fascinating to use in Smash. But fine, go with Robin. I guess you have a boner for main characters, like everyone else in the fucking industry. Propelling in as the next fighter, it's Bowser Jr. Yes, luckily Bowser Jr. is badass to have a clown plane cart thing because he's too fat to walk. What a cute little tyke. And I know I'm not supposed to be talking about Echo Fighters, but he has so many of them, I would like to at least call their names. Morton, Iggy, Lemmy, Wendy, Roy, Larry, and Ludwig. Honestly, I just like saying that because I could somehow imagine Gru from Despicable Me adopting the lot of them, and it makes me happy every time I think of it. I realize not completely pertaining to the video, but at the same time, none of the video really pertains to the video. The beauty of honest descriptions is that the word honest has so many quotation marks around it, I could warp it to mean whatever the hell I want. Not that I'd ever tell that to the fans, because they don't realize that honest descriptions makes absolutely no sense. Especially if it's a long one and I'm getting close to the end and my brain's a little fried. Editor, if you can do me a favor and cut all that out so that they'll never actually know. And the next entry, it's Shulk from the Xenoblade Chronicles. Across the land and the various timelines of Smash, there is no one that was satisfied with the swordsman we've had. Look at Link, look at his sword. Does that look like a sword to you? Look at Marth and Ike. Do these look like normal swords? The answer is yes, and that's a problem, because this is Smash. We need a sword that looks totally retarded. And if the word retarded insulted you, well then, I apologize, to be honest. But at the same time, look at this sword and tell me it wasn't a justified defied this corruption. But I am glad that this proves that Darwin's theory of evolution definitely applies to the world of gaming. Because, as we know, a few years ago, swords looked like swords, and now, well, they look like this. Give the world another 3-4 years, I guarantee you, every sword will be a lolly. Next entry, it's the Mii Fighters from the Wii, the most hated characters in all of Smash. You're probably wondering why, and the answer is because the Wii is the most hated console of all time ever since the Nerve Gear from Sword Art Online, and honestly, that's only because of the haters that influenced the world's mind. However, no one likes the Miis. And if anyone actually tries to formulate an argument to you that, oh no, we like the Miis, they each have their own individual philosophies and psychology, the best way to shut them down completely is just to yell, Walmart! It'll totally destroy anyone of an IQ of a caliber that tries to defend the Miis. Next entry, it's Ryu.
If that's how you pronounce his name.
From Street Fighter, the Goku of martial arts. Kinda makes you wonder, why do they have Little Mac if they have Ryu? Basically the Chuck Norris of martial arts. Everyone wanted to see this guy in Smash for a while. Everyone wanted to see him get the praise he deserves. You know, the greatest fighter in the world that's still homeless somehow. I mean, this guy's like the PewDiePie of martial arts. Such a badass, he can Kamehameha by just like masturbating. That's how awesome he is. They say he's the your mom gay of martial arts. Next, at long last, everyone was waiting. I know I was waiting. We finally got Cloud, a character from Final Fantasy, but fuck Cloud because it's not Sephiroth. Sephiroth is Bay, needs a longer sword, but Bay nonetheless. Next, we have Corrin from the Fire Emblem series, a character with personality that no one ever talks about because A, Corrin's more of a dragon than Charizard, B, Corrin's a massive trap, C, Corrin X Azura, that is all I need to say, and D, I only have one character left to dishonest descriptions for Smash 2015, so that'll be enough. And it's Bayonetta. That's right, the legendary character with legs longer than the lore in her actual game. But we don't care because we like her for her legs more than her lore. Aside from Bayonetta single-handedly being responsible for half my friend's glasses fetish, she also reminded me how beast it would be if Dante from Devil May Cry was in Smash. Oh my god, that would make my day. At least he's smart enough not to fight in high heels. I mean, I'm not much of a fighter, but at the same time, I have enough common sense to realize that it is not the greatest battle attire. I mean, but hey, then again, I get most of my battle experience from watching anime, where most girls somehow think that wearing less clothes is better armor. I don't know, that's literally what it says in Kill la Kill and Fairy Tail. And with that, beauties and gentle beauties, we have concluded naming and honestly describing every playable character in Smash. Smash Ultimate is not out yet, and therefore the characters are not playable. But you can rest assured, every character in Smash Ultimate will be getting an honest description as well when that game is released. Until then, feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed at all. If you got triggered, also leave a like because it will make believe that was the goal of the video. And if you like this kind of satire video, feel free to subscribe. Hit that bell and follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Right next to that, there's a link to my merch, which would be awesome if you were to check out. Really helps support the channel, and my Patreon, which honestly gets huge credit for me making this video because it took a ton of time, ton of editing, ton of research, and a ton of scripting. Anyone who becomes a patron donating any amount is invited to the Patreon Discord server. And speaking of the patrons, huge thanks to the 8 swag coggers: Rari, Sasha, Emmanuel, Bean, MD, JD Fincher, Q, Zindergarten, Axel, and an anonymous member. The 4 Lord Tweegers, Fabian Brandy, Tyler Schumacher, Gavin Anderson, and Large Blab. And the 3 Gadus up rank: Zachary Wheatley, Dark Element, and Ezedric. Honestly, I cannot maintain the channel without you guys. It is a massive help. Thank you so much. And really thank you so much to everyone who's watching this video and to everyone who subscribed to this channel. Initially making this video, I was planning to make it an 150k special, but I don't know what I was expecting because it took a long time to put together. Who knows? Maybe it'll end up being a 200k special by the time the editing's done. And honestly, I can't thank you enough for that. And I know you don't really want to hear me get mopey here, but it's super appreciated. It really is. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. It's an accomplishment I never thought I'd achieve, and it's crazy to actually see it. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for being part of this crazy community we're working on as far as the in-depth analyses and sarcastic memes and just all-round being intellectual nutcases. From the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. Have yourself the most wonderful evening, and remember, stay weird, fam.